Should be able to, yeah.
Yeah. My hands look babyish.
Should be able to, yeah.
Charging battery.
Yeah. My hands look babyish.
Charge complete.
Should be able to, yeah.
Charging battery.
Yeah. My hands look babyish. Okay.
Charge
Hello,
complete.
everyone. How's it going? Hi. How's it going? I'm Vivian. I'm the host of a show called The Hive. It started in Altspace, but I haven't done a show in Altspace in quite some time, so everything's a little new to me still. And Shane as well. Shane is the creator of SideQuest, and we're here today to celebrate that Altspace is on the Oculus Quest. We're going to talk about what he started, and we're going to talk about what we're excited for to hear at Oculus Connect next week, and also complain a little bit because I don't have my custom avatar and I'm still sour and salty. I don't know. I'm kidding. All right, that's not that bad. But I couldn't recognize you, Shane. It's like I was like, "Who's this hipster?" Right?
I know.
Well, so for those of you who are, I guess we haven't met everybody yet, but for those of you I do know, like Rockabella and Eva over there, hi. We've been around for, like over 2 years or so. And Shane, he also had a custom avatar. He contributed a lot to Altspace by helping create or do work with the SDK. And he also helped me. He built a lot of my sets and just overall did a lot of stuff for me. I owe him favors, but now he owes me favors, and that's why he's here, right? It's a back and forth. So Shane, you've actually been going back and forth, right? Because you started something called the Expanse. Can you tell me a little bit about the Expanse?
Charging battery.
Sure.
Mic off.
Well, from the early days here in Altspace, some of the veterans here might remember me as somebody who promoted a lot of content with my platform and my tools called Shane's Editor. What we wanted to do was to try to experiment with some new cool things, and we decided to take Shane's Editor on the road. There was big changes going on here in Altspace, and you either go big or you go home. So we decided to try and branch it out into the Expanse and to try and build another platform. And that's who we are today. The Expanse is the name of our company, our game studio, and we'll always be the Expanse, really.
Well, it's kind of interesting because at Altspace, we have a lot of people who are developers and programmers, or people who've learned it because a lot of VR apps allow you to create. And what Shane did was just basically say, well, I'm just going to build my own. So I'm just curious, what was that experience like from being a user? I mean, I know you're already a very talented developer, but then starting it on your own, like, what did you think of that experience? Was it harder than you thought, or as easy as you knew it would be?
Hugely challenging, really. It was the first sort of project of that scale that I'd ever considered. Up until then, I'd really just done most of my developing as part of my professional life, where I sort of built and maintained some other commercial products. But to take something on myself is a different story. And I think the one thing that I learned is that you really have to try to get other people involved. You have to be able to recognize what you can do and what other people can bring to the table. And it's really great to get involved with people. One of the great things I enjoyed about SideQuest was the fact that we made it an open project, an open source project, meant that everybody wanted to get involved. So we were really inundated with requests for people to help with the design, help with the application itself, tons and tons of contribution there. And it's really invaluable when you start to combine the skill sets of multiple people.
Right. Well, let's move on to how you transitioned from working on the Expanse over to SideQuest. Like, what was the first thing that triggered it?
Sure, it was complete luck and timing. Maybe 95% of a combination of the two. We were like many other apps. We were declined in the early days, which was was pretty clear, given how many other big, high-profile game studios were also getting knocked back. So we just wanted to try and build a little tool that could make it easier to access our app to begin with. And I think in the early days, somebody mentioned something called F-Droid, which was an Android app store. And that was basically it. We added support for that, and then out of nowhere, we sort of became really, really popular for just that purpose. But it was luck, it was timing, it was tons of drama in social media at the time about the whole curation process. Lots of big high-profile developers were talking about SideQuest and talking about putting their games onto SideQuest. So that was awesome, really, just to be a part of. Of course, the process has created some difficulty. Maybe we've helped with that. So I think it's really just been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you guys have been like really out there with reviews and just people talking about it like it's just like everyone knows it now. So have you seen those videos that people have made? Like from Mike and all them?
Yeah.
Like, any favorites? Were you like, oh my God, this person made this?
Yeah, well, I mean, Mike was pretty crazy. I was talking to Nathy VR the other day. He was wanting to do possibly an interview. R.A. Market.
No! You cannot do it with Nathy. I forbid you.
Right.
I love Nathy. He's my biggest fan, Nathy. Yes. Well, we could do that next week, right? I'll watch. I'll bring popcorn and watch that interview. But that's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I saw like how excited people were, and it's just blowing up on YouTube. So congratulations on that. But I'm gonna step back a minute here and ask you to explain SideQuest a little bit more for those of us who are wondering what exactly why is it so popular? What does it do? What's its purpose?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about a whole new gaming system with the Quest. I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about here. We're talking about the Quest. Quest has come out. It's operating on that level of the kind of console ecosystem. So you've got PlayStation, you've got Xbox. They all kind of come into that same ballpark, except for the fact, of course, that they have years and years of AAA content that's just been delivered over and over. So with the Quest, people are crying out for content. I think that's basically it. I think I said to somebody before the show, there's this cat and mouse that you kind of need the users there to justify to make good content so that, then you can get more users. And it's just this back and forth. And I kind of think that somebody has to give at some point, and if SideQuest is something that's helped to kind of, lubricate that process along and make it a little bit easier, then that's definitely something that I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the Quest is amazing. Who here has the Quest? Who's on the Quest right now? Oh, look at them raising their hands. That's so adorable. I don't know. I'm sorry. Usually people, that's just so cute. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've seen that. I usually see this little hand. Yeah, that's awesome. So we have a lot of people here on the Quest. Let me see some emojis for if you're on the Quest and it's your very first VR experience. The Quest. Yeah? Awesome. And were you guys like waiting for the Quest? Is it was like I'm waiting. That's what I'm waiting for. Yeah, you? Yes, sir. Anti-fish. That's a good name. So I actually got to try the Quest last year at Oculus Connect, and I was blown away by it. I was just like, this is a game changer for sure. Like it just did great. Actually, I was playing on it yesterday, getting some dance moves on, and. But the thing about the Quest, though, was people were thinking about like what games were going to be released, and for a little bit there in the beginning, it was like there's nothing on. You know what I mean? Like there was games that you couldn't like cross buy, or didn't have crossplay or anything like that, and then it was just like kind of, and it was just kind of empty. And then I would hear from developers that they were having a difficult time going through the approval process of it. Do you have any insight on that, like about how they curate the games for Oculus?
Yeah, I mean, as much insight as I went through the same curation process myself. I think a lot of developers got, a reasonably nondescript sort of generic template kind of a declined email, and that was possibly not the greatest move. And I think, there's some really great titles. One that I actually just spotlighted the other day, it's called Crisis Brigade. It was in the top 10 on PSVR. This is a top-notch game, tons and tons of content, and they handed it over for free on Quest because they were knocked back. And I mean, I think it's a fantastic game. I noticed just today the developers posted that they've got another version, Crisis Brigade 2, coming out soon, and it's literally been the most downloaded game on SideQuest. And I think there's quite a few sort of stories like this where it's just this is the sort of thing that we should try to incentivize and try to motivate and try to get people some support, some users, get people interested in this kind of stuff, because once people hear about stuff like T for God, for instance, I don't know if any of you guys have played that, but
what's T for God? What is
it's
that?
It's a phenomenal game. It uses a non-Euclidean geometry, so that there's no non-organic locomotion. You don't teleport or move with your joysticks. You crawl your way around your play space in this dynamically produced level that's essentially different every time you play it. It's a phenomenal piece of work, and it's the sort of thing that I think this industry should really try to nurture. And these are the really amazing out there kind of uses of this technology, which is the sort of stuff that we would definitely love to see.
Yeah, I mean, I've also heard from people that it was difficult porting their games over to the Quest, and it took a lot more effort than they had originally thought it would. And I'm really curious about why it's so difficult to get on, because even apps like Anyland, I love Anyland. Okay, it's a very indie, it's small, it's amazing. It's like a hidden gem, seriously. And Philip there, he told me that they didn't get approved onto the Quest, and I was really disappointed because I was looking forward for that title on the Quest. I mean, it could be for any reason, really, right? But it's just kind of like a little bit of a downer, and I'm just wondering, like, the difficulties of moving it over, or if there's like specific guidelines, or
well, who's to know what's going to happen in the future? I think at some point they'll open this sort of stuff up, and they'll let people do things. And there's a couple of rumors about possible things that are coming, which might give us access to new types of content. Whether it's something to do with Go emulation or it's something to do with other ways to access content. I think it's great. I've actually been in contact with Oculus myself, and they
yes. Did you get a ticket there to Oculus Connect?
I tried, but I have to say thanks to Vivian. I've been so swamped with SideQuest for the last 3 months that I missed my Oculus Connect email.
Nice hat.
And I never got approved, but Vivian saved me at the last minute. Me and Patrick.
The very last minute, he messaged me. Yes. I woke up to like 10 messages, and he's like, ticket. I'm like, you bought tickets to California from the...
Yeah, I just bought flights and hotel and just hoped I'd figure something out. And thankfully, Vivian was very kind to get all that arranged. And I'm super excited. We've got all the merch, we've got all the swag. We can't wait to get over there and just hang around, take loads of photos. Everything I've heard about OC6 just sounds like it's such a cool, relaxed environment to be in, and that it's one thing that Oculus do really, really well. So I'm very excited to sort of get over there and get to meet up with tons of the developers that I've got to know over the last couple of months.
How about now? Sorry, you apparently couldn't hear my voice. Does everyone here know what Oculus Connect is? Can you get some emojis for it? Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's the big developer conference with Oculus, and they'll make some announcements. There's going to be a keynote and just talk about the future and what they're going to be, what we can expect. And and last year was a blast. It was so much fun, and this year, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little stressful because Shane is like not the only one that was like, can we get tickets? I don't work for Oculus at all, but we do have something called the an echo. Interesting. You guys hear that? Marco.
I think it comes from behind me. Is it me?
I'm not sure. There we go. Look at these tattletales. Look at them. They're all like pointing. Him. I'm not gonna trust you guys. I'm not taking you anywhere. Yeah, they won't. Yeah. They sold you out, bro. They sold you out. I'm just kidding. I had to meet them. But Oculus, they have something, with the community. They're putting a lot of effort in making sure that they can start bridging more people together. And this year has a really big emphasis on social VR, which is basically what we're doing right now. We're being social. We're at home not being social inside, right? And it's social VR, and that's great because we've been pushing it for, as long as we've been in VR, just like the benefits of it and how great it's been for us personally, or seeing it in others and in the community. So I do want to say thanks to Oculus. They are bringing on a good amount of people to come and help build these communities. And we're going to see, Shane's going to be there. I think Chris from LGBTQ Meetup, he will be there. I heard some other community members. Yeah, so it'd be cool. Actually, Shane and I were thinking of wearing our custom avatar outfits and taking a photo.
Yeah.
Well, but it'd be like a photo of me crying, honestly. I loved it. It was a really cute avatar. A little mad at Oculus because that's why it's not, because you're gonna be on a Quest and you're gonna be in a Quest and that's why I can't be on a dress. So I'm kidding. I'm really excited for that. This is on Quest because we've had a lot of friends who couldn't get the whole rig. They couldn't get Vive or the Rift, and then they got the Go, but they didn't have that 6-stop experience. So I'm just so excited that people are coming in the Quest to hang out and talk and chat with you. So I want to hear, Shane, what games do you love on the Quest? Original Quest, not SideQuest, any.
The name of it has just completely gone out of my head. What's that really popular one?
Oh, you know what? Okay, no, let's don't name it. Why don't you show us, play it, and then we'll guess it. Make the movements.
Well, you go slow, and then you grab a gun, kind of like that, I suppose.
Slow gun. Slow gun VR.
Yeah.
Is that a game? I don't know.
Super hot. Super
hot. Yes. Okay. There we go.
And I think it's amazing. It's another one of those ones that really is quite mind-bending in terms of the mechanic and how they put it together. I really, really enjoy Super Hot quite a lot. Of course, Beat Saber. I mean, who doesn't?
Me.
It's great just to be able to get a workout there, really, as well.
I have feelings about that. Sorry, Beat Saber. I love you guys, but I have Beat Saber on Oculus, and I have it on Steam, and I paid. Well, I think I paid for it. I'm sure I paid for it. I didn't steal it. But on Quest, it's $30, and I'm like, dude, I own your game everywhere else. So I'm not saying give it to me for free. I'm just saying maybe give me a family discount or something. So yeah. But because it not only I guess I would have paid the same price, but then it went up $10. So I was kind of already.
Yeah.
But.
No, I mean, it was an unpopular decision. All of the games were doing cross-buy at the time, and Beat Saber decided not to. I guess, they see the potential in it, and they see that they can potentially have a huge number of users that they would lose out on effectively by doing that. But, I think I would have preferred that. But actually, I didn't get into Beat Saber until the Quest. I really like just how easy it is to just throw the headset on and be in there and be wireless, in a field. For any of you guys that haven't already done it, what I really enjoy doing is just turning off my Guardian and just going for it. I've seen some crazy videos online. There was a guy with 100 lanes or something, and he was running from right to left, chopping up all these blocks as he went. I thought that was phenomenal.
I don't know that I'm going to recommend that, but I'm glad other people can do it so we can laugh about it. But who here is Beat Saber? You guys like Beat Saber? Yeah. Look at them raising their hands. There are emojis, guys. No, I'm sorry. It's fine. It's fine. It's just really cute because suddenly I just see a bunch of hands. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's adorable. Look at that. That's so cute. Okay, are you playing expert though? I gotta check your scores. I gotta see if we're like if you're beating my scores or anything.
I'm nowhere near that level because I've only been trying to find as much time as I can to play it because I've been super busy since it came out. I do really enjoy it, but I'm not very good at it. So I tend to stick to as many of the ones that I can try. And yeah, I just enjoy some of the songs sometimes because a lot of the extra songs that you can get are mostly experts. So I generally do bad at that, but I'm getting better every day.
Who here is really good? Who's on expert? Anyone? Yeah, you? Yeah, we're gonna battle after this. You give me your name. We're gonna duke it out. Actually, I'm not that good. I don't know why I'm challenging you. I don't know. I'm feeling aggressive today, I suppose. Look at this guy. He wants to challenge me. Nice. So, well, you're going to Oculus Connect means you're going to meet a ton of people, from streamers, developers, people who are game studios. What are you trying to do when you're going to Oculus? What's your goal? What's your objective besides meeting me and giving me swag?
To be honest, I think the biggest thing I want to do is just have a bit of fun. I definitely want to meet up with as many developers as I can. You know, that's just enjoyable to me. These are the people who've been making games for the last few years, and I've been buying them, and now all of a sudden I may get the opportunity to meet them. So that's just super exciting. So I'm really excited about being able to just getting to hang out with a bunch of people that help build the industry that we're kind of in today, and will hopefully help to shape the future of it too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a blast. We do have an event immediately after this. It's pretty much the same thing. It's going to be more of a party, so we can talk, we can chat. You can ask Shane all the secrets. He'll tell it to you. Ask him for favors. Make him do stuff for you. It's amazing how fast he can do things for you, though. He's a good friend to have. But for those of you who are going to Oculus Connect, the Hive will be there with our new family, V-Respawn. V-Respawn is a news outlet for esports, but they are now moving on to do other things such as social VR, and that's why we're here. And we do production, we do all kinds of different things. We're throwing the after party with Oculus, where we have a VIPs like Shane coming. So if you are going to Oculus Connect, hit us up. All right, I'm going to open up the room to the next party, and in that room, there's going to be some quests hidden around. So it's going to be a quest for the quest, and they're hidden around the room. We just want to know how many you think there are when you find them, if you found all of them. And then we're going to see if we can have you take pictures with it, and if you post it on social media and tag us and tell us your favorite thing about the quest, we are doing a giveaway, and we are going to give away very, very cool personalized stuff from me, and I am like a queen at crafts, so it will be very, very awesome, whatever it is that you get. I promise it will be a good prize. I just can't tell you what it is because I haven't made it yet. It's personalized. I said it was personalized. So, but Shane, what's the next thing after Oculus Connect? I know you're meeting people. Is there a big project that you're working on that you maybe want to spill the beans?
Well, I mean, in the same spirit as helping to enable people to build content. Ever since the early Shane's Editor days, now SideQuest. We're now working on a new thing called SideQuest Legends, which is what we hope to do with that is just be able to take some of the harder problems that developers have to solve, like how do they do cross-play and so forth, and try to build in a lot of tools and extra bells and whistles into a convenient SDK. And it's really just the next level of SideQuest. It's just another, hopefully another way for people to be able to get their content into users' hands as easily as possible. So I'm really excited about that, and we've got a lot of things that we've got in the works for that.
When you're chatting with these developers, these especially the indie ones who approach you and talk about their projects, what's the number one thing you're hearing from people, like when they reach out to you?
Relief, I think, is a big part of it. I think a lot of these people,
Oh, wow.
you know, they're putting so much of their time and energy, and it's almost immeasurable sometimes how much they probably work for days on end without sleeping.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
you know, I guess a lot of them are, you know, they've come to me in sort of a frustrated mindset. So I think relief is one of the main things. I've tried to make the entire process on SideQuest as easy as possible. So a large portion of our developers, from the moment they approach me, you know, within 5 to 10 minutes later, their app's live. You know, I'll often just feature it as a gesture just to try and get them kicked off. And and try and promote all of the apps and the developers as much as I can across social media. Because I just feel like it's an opportunity to tell everybody about this cool stuff and to be able to let these developers do what they do best and build out some cool things. So yeah, it's really great to be able to help some people like that.
Okay, well, it looks like we've hit the mark to open up the new room, and I'm going to do that by the teleporter. Yes. Here we go. Oh, hey, look at that. Ooh, we're going to go in there. We're going to go in there, and you go and look in the room for quests. They're hidden around. Tell me how many there are in there. And then you can come up and ask us questions and, you know, give Shane some virtual hugs.
Quest.
So join us in a quest for the quest. Yeah. All right. Yeah, come on in with us. Ready? But yeah, we're growing the scene over there. So if you're interested in esports, let us know. And my friend Suzanne here, who is pretty amazing. She works with VR as well, and she is an expert. So you can definitely pick her brain if she so allows it. Hi. How's it going?
Because you're both on megaphone, I can't hear what Shane's saying.
What's Shane? Where is Shane? Oh, Shane.
Because you're both on megaphone.
Oh, we're both on megaphone. I see. All right,
Vivian?
we're gonna go. You can still hear me off of it, right?
Yeah, you're playing loud off
Yeah.
the megaphone anyways.
Hey.
Awesome.
Hey, nice pants. Hey, that's
Shane,
some
I
cool
gotta go.
pictures.
Can I ask a quick question?
Shoot.
Will SideQuest ever be integrated into the headset itself on Quest so that we don't have to use a computer?
You're there.
Is that possible?
There probably will always be some kind of computer dependency, but I am working on ways that you'll be able to remote control and remote access that. So if you noticed recently, one of the latest features we added was the download queue, which lets you download things and it goes on in the background. Well, what we're going to soon do is allow you to sync items to that download queue remotely. So if you open the SideQuest website on your phone on the other side of the planet, you can add items to your download queue, and if SideQuest is open, it'll download immediately, and if it's not, it will download the next time you open it, basically. So we're hoping that should, if you've got it all sort of open and connected, and you're using Wi-Fi and you're on your headset, you can almost get to the point where you don't have to involve your computer apart from just the initial connection, and then away you go. We rely on a desktop method to be able to get gaps in there, and it gives us a lot of I guess reliability and stability in sort of using a workflow it's not really appropriated for this kind of thing. So it's helped to keep things really simple with SideQuest is the route we've chosen to take.
Okay, so it's not your method, but it is possible?
Hey, let's go.
It's technically possible in a few different ways, indeed. We experimented with a few ways to do in-headset installation at the very, very start of SideQuest, and what we found is that because you ended up breaking out of the usual Oculus interface, and you were using some native Android install wizard and so forth. And what we found is that sometimes there was graphical glitches, sometimes certain buttons, like the ability to open your app after it was installed, would result in a black space. Some weird things actually happened where it forced your headset out of side-by-side mode, and it looked like a landscape Android device, which was extremely uncomfortable, as I'm sure you can imagine. So we basically decided that we had to try and find something that was as smooth and as easy as possible to be able to operate. And the desktop platform has really sort of helped us keep things as easy as possible for people. But yeah, I hope with the remote installs we can almost get the best of both. In that scenario.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Awesome program. Introduce me to Altspace.
Awesome.
Oh,
Glad.
nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shane. I do want to just say we're going to end the live stream on YouTube, but we'll still hang out. So I want to thank everyone for coming out. This is pretty amazing. Can we just get a bunch of emojis for Shane? Maybe a little for me, but mostly for Shane.
Thanks so much.
I'm needy, guys. So thank you so much. Shane, thank you so much for hanging out and sharing your secret sauce of the SideQuest. Thanks, everyone, for coming. Keep looking for those headsets and take a picture with us and post it, tag us, and get something from me in the mail that is totally not like anything weird. It's going to be cool. Whatever it is. Whatever it is, I'm saying.
That sounds like it's going to be weird.
Okay. Well, I can't make promises. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. We will see you next time on our next show, which will be live at OC6. So.
Bye, YouTube. Thanks.
Bye. Bye, YouTube.
Where's the recording happening?